Welcome to day 4 of the Mindful Meal Challenge. During the first 2 days of the challenge, I asked you to pay attention to the attributes of the food you were eating. I asked you to notice how easily your mind is drawn away from the present moment and how resistant it is to coming back. Your goal was to notice and accept this tendency and remember that going through this process is the purpose of your mindful eating practice. Yesterday, I had you shift gears a bit and pay attention to the process and mechanics of eating during your mindful meal, rather than just the sensations of eating. Hopefully this practice helped you gain some insights into your own eating habits. You're probably starting to realize that there's a lot more to pay attention to during mindful eating than you thought there would be. That is good. The more aware you are of the different aspects of your eating experience, the easier it will be to stay present. Now that you've been practicing mindful eating every day, you're probably starting to notice that there are a lot of factors that can take you out of the present moment and put you on autopilot. These are called triggers, and they are the invisible forces that guide your behavior. Triggers are anything that pull you out of the present moment and into thought-action cycles. Normally, there are distractions all around you that trigger you in innumerable ways. One of the key benefits of reducing the distractions in your eating environment by eating in a quiet space with technology turned off is that your mind is easier able to detect when it has been triggered. Triggers come in many forms. You may already be familiar with the external triggers that can push you to eat quickly, make bad choices, or overeat. Research has shown that the size of the plates and glasses you use impact how much you serve yourself and therefore how much you eat. Bright lights, fast music, and eating partners who eat quickly can all trigger more rapid eating. TV commercials and other food and drink reminders can trigger cravings. When we eat alone in a quiet environment, we dramatically limit the number of external distractions and become more attuned to internal triggers. Internally generated mental triggers are more subtle, and everyone's are a little different. During your mindful meal today, pay extra attention to when you have an impulse to do something different or when your mind drifts away from your eating experience. What is your brain's goal? What triggered this impulse? If your mind wants you to hurry up and eat so you can do something else, it may be anxiety about work or a story you tell yourself about the type of person you are that is triggering you to rush through your meal. If you're a mother, maybe you feel guilty spending time and energy on your own self-care instead of doing one more thing for your family. If your mind wants to get through the meal as quickly as possible with seemingly no other goal, uncomfortable thoughts or emotions like shame or guilt may be subconsciously associated with eating for you. If you find your mind drifting to memories from the day before or judging your own ability to be mindful, you may have a tendency towards self-criticism when paying attention to your present actions. Whatever you notice about your internal triggers, remember that they are normal, and we all have them in some form or another. The purpose of your mindful eating practice is to notice when these occur, accept them as part of your experience, and bring your attention back to eating. You might find that acknowledging your subconscious triggers makes you uncomfortable. This is also normal. We all have a tendency to want to avoid thoughts and feelings that we don't like, and simply accepting them as they are can be very difficult. However, avoiding your experience by eating quickly and mindlessly doesn't make those feelings go away. It may mask them temporarily, but in the long run, it feeds them and makes them stronger by adding the additional shame of knowing that it resulted in unhealthy, avoidant behaviors. Over time, mindful eating practice makes this entire process easier by making you more comfortable with discomfort. In fact, bringing awareness to your unconscious eating habits can be deeply empowering as you learn that you have the power to choose how you respond to the things that trigger you. Avoidance and acceptance are both choices you can make in response to your feelings. Avoidance is often our default, but acceptance is possible if you're aware of it. Mindfulness creates the pause you need in order to transform something from an unconscious habit to a conscious choice. This is a skill you are building by practicing mindful eating. During your mindful meal today, notice the internal triggers that push your subconscious eating habits. Try not to judge yourself, your thoughts, or your feelings. But if you do find yourself judging, notice this as well, and remember it is all part of your experience. For many of you, this may be the toughest part of the challenge. Head over to the Mindful Meal Challenge Facebook group if you have questions or need support.